Hi, my name is Michelle La Liberté. I'm the production designer on Scream 6, and you're watching Craven Something Scary.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Well, it's been a little bit, guys, since I've been able to hang out with you. It's been a little over a week, and I've missed you guys. It's been weird not hanging with my amazing Cravenites, and of course, all of my subscribers, and even all of my visitors that may be here this morning as well. Just want to say hello. And yeah, it's an unusual time. As you guys know, I normally am a nighttime streamer here on the channel, but I do like to have a morning stream occasionally. I try to do it. I used to try to do it every week, at least to give a chance to meet other folks that are a part of our community that aren't able to be on live streams. A lot of times they have to just watch the replays because they can't be with us live and other parts of the world that watch the channel. So this is an opportunity for them to attend a live stream in real time and just to be a little bit different. So I hope your week has been great. It's Friday morning, and I hope your Friday's starting off well. I know for a lot of you, it's still early. It's on the West Coast. It's just 8:35 in the morning. And for some of you, it's 11:30. It's getting close to noon. And for others, it's 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening, depending on where you're watching. So I just want to say welcome to all of you. I'm glad you're here as I see folks continuing to come in as we're streaming here. So, guys, you know how I do this on my daytime streams. They're pretty laid back. I used to call these kicking back with Craven. Just chill, man. Just chill. Live Q&A. Just kind of let you guys lead the discussion, really. I'll throw out some different things here and there, of course, but it's mainly just to spend some time with you guys and in the community and say thanks. So before I get to the chat, I see a lot of you are starting to already leave some comments. That's awesome. And I will get to you guys here just a second. But before I do that, I do want to start the stream off giving some acknowledgement and thanks to all of my amazing Cravenites. And if you're wondering what a Cravenite is this morning, if that's not a term you're familiar with, perhaps you're visiting, you're new to the channel. A Cravenite is simply a channel member. and if you're here and your name is not green and you don't have one of those really cool skull logos by your name, you can make that happen. You can become a channel member and be known as a Cravenite, which is someone who's a part of the inner circle of the cult of Craven here on the channel. And what that simply means is you'll be able to join the channel, support the channel every month, and get some exclusive membership perks. And all you have to do is click the join button. It's right next to subscribe. And if you click that button right now, you'll see different levels and perks that come with those levels. And it really helps out the channel immensely, and also gives you some cool inside perks that not everyone else can do, including some custom emojis of Stu Mocker, of Ghostface, and there's more to come. So there's a lot of stuff there. Check it out if you're not a member. Would love to have you in the inner circle and in the inner family of the channel. And I do want to just acknowledge everyone that is a channel member right now, and also our patrons, because a lot of you are also patrons. I do have a Patreon, so I just want to mention that also. And so you can do either or both if you prefer. Some of you are both members of both. But for all of you who do support this channel monthly, I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. And I want to always acknowledge you for your support and give you the recognition you deserve. I do it on every video before, at the intro of every single video. Your name is there as the opening credits. And I'm going to do it here on this live stream this morning as well. So I'm going to take this time to put the spotlight on you guys for just a moment. Here you go. Thank you guys so much for your support. And here we go, Cravenites. Fire it up. All right. Fantastic. Thanks again to every single one of you who is on those slides. You guys make a huge difference. Excuse me. To the channel. All right. And just want to mention that to you. And last thing I'm going to mention, then we're going to dive in here to the chat, is I'm going to be streaming for about an hour this morning. So it's not going to be a crazy long stream, but I do want to hang out for at least a good solid hour with you guys. So I will get to as many questions and comments as possible. But of course, I'll never be able to get to all of them, and you guys know how it goes. It's just how it works. But it's never personal. I don't, I'm not like ignoring anyone on purpose. That's not the case. And I know that you guys know that who've been here. But I always like to say that for those that are new. So just keep that in mind. But I will say this, that if you have a burning theory you want to share, or comment or question at all about any of the Scream, not to be Scream 7, it could be any of the movies. Doesn't even have to be Scream related for that matter. You do have the opportunity to send super chats in. If you do that, I'll move you to the front of the line. I'll get notified. I'll bring you right up on the screen, and I'll address your question or comment or theory ahead of everybody else. Then I'll go back to the chat. All right. So you do have the ability to send that in if you choose. If not, that's cool. But just want to let you know you can do that. All right. So let's hit the chat here, guys. I just want to do a quick scan here to see who all is with me this morning. We got over 20 people here this morning, which is really good for this time of day. I mean, this is the middle of a work day and school time, and so not a lot of people can generally access something like this, typically. So it's definitely I'm impressed by the number of folks that have been able to be here. I see Matt's here. What's up, Matt? Matt's always so faithful. Comments on pretty much every video I post. It's always great, Matt, to read your comments. They're always so encouraging. You got some great theories. It says I get a day off. Oh, nice. That's great. And I get to spend it with the very best community on YouTube. No place I'd rather be. Well, fantastic, man. Glad you are here. Scott Walker's in the house. John, what's up, John Best? Says this is definitely the best channel. All right, man. I'm so glad that you enjoy the content and the community. And John, you're a great part of it. You really are, man. Very much so. All right, Matt again. And Kirsten. What's up, Kirsten? Good to see you this morning. All right. Kirsten is also a very faithful Cravenite. Been an extended cut channel member for a very long time. And Kirsten, I really appreciate you. And I hope you know that. It's always good to see you. And Jennifer, speaking of faithful, Jennifer Armstrong, how are you doing? It was great seeing you last night on the Movie Bros React channel last night, Jennifer. Good to see you this morning. Glad you're here. And what's up, Donovan? How are you, man? Hope you're having a good morning. And hey, what's up, Jim? Good buddy Jim over at Now It's Dark says, I'm so lucky to be home today. Well, I'm glad you're home and can attend the stream. And what's up, Blucka? Good old Blucka. So good to see you, buddy. Says, I'm here to witness the cult in their natural habitat. That's right. I love it. Good to see you, Blucka. Brett Rogers, what's up? Says you could be in a horror movie. Ooh, nice. Yeah, it'd be cool. All right. Hey, Gina, what's going on? Great to see you, Gina. Glad you're here. I had you in mind a little bit, Gina. I said, I think that, of course, I didn't know if you'd be able to make it today, but I'm like, I know this is a little bit earlier time for you because you're very far, far away from the States. Hi, Andrea. Good morning. Good morning to you too. All right. And Mark is here. Hey, says, hey, Craven. Hey, what's up, Mark? All right, man. Good morning to you. And a different Mark, Martin Metcalf is here, says it's 4:30 p.m. in the UK. See, there you go. Awesome, man. Glad you're here. And again, primarily, like I said earlier, Mark, you guys are the reason I primarily do these morning streams because I know it's really hard for you guys to attend my night stream. So That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And speaking of which, here's Marcel says it's in Austria. Wow. It's 5 p.m. here in Austria. Marcel, thanks so much for being here in Austria. That is fantastic. It still blows my mind, guys, to think that like I say, my channel, my little speck of sand on this big old YouTube beach is reaching folks literally all over the world that are tuning in right now at the same time I'm talking, that you guys are hearing me in the UK and in Austria and sometimes Australia and Germany and Denmark, and it's just really incredible. So it's mind blowing. So thank you guys. That's really awesome. And what's up? What's up, the Drew? Good morning to you too. Quentin is here. All right, Quentin, good to see you. The Drew says it's always a pleasure to be here. I'm so glad. It's a pleasure for me too, man. Kirsten says, thank you. I appreciate you too, Craven. Well, thanks, Kirsten. All right. And Magnet, what's up, Magnet? All right. Blessings and health to you, brother. Well, thank you. I am home, just so you guys know. You may not know. I know some of you have been following kind of my journey here a little bit, and I am back home right now, so that's a blessing. I'm thankful for that. Still got some battles to fight, but for sure. But it is definitely nice to be back home with my family, and in my settings with my stuff, and all of that. So that's a good thing. And Mark Jones, hey, it's 4:45 p.m. here in Scotland. Wow, in Scotland, that's incredible. Very cool, man. UK and Scotland and Austria. That's so nice. That's so really cool. And Gaming Buzz, what's up, Gaming Buzz? Good to see you this morning. Says, I think Scream 7 will follow Scream 3 release pattern. Yeah, that's possible. I mean, the way things are looking, I got to tell you, the longer this drags out, right? The longer it takes for them to announce Scream 7, the more I think we're going to see this delayed. And I'm beginning to think it's going to be 2025. I really do. That's what I'm thinking right now. I think 2025 is most likely the year. It wouldn't be so, especially if they're going to wait for Radio Silence, because remember, Radio Silence and Melissa Barrera are both filming this monster movie with Universal, Dracula's Daughter, which Melissa Barrera is the star. She's going to be Dracula's daughter. And Jenna Ortega is filming Beetlejuice 2. And then she's locked in for the fall, filming Wednesday, season 2. So it would not surprise me if they don't even get to start filming Scream 7 until next year sometime. So I'm at the point where I really believe 2025 is going to be the year that we get Scream 7. I really do. I don't think it's going to be next year. I think if it was going to be next year, we would have gotten the announcement. They would already be working on getting filming set up for the fall, and it would have to get moving quickly for that to be out by the end of next year. So, hey, we'll see. Unless they're working on this behind the scenes and they're like fast tracking everything under cloak and dagger, and then they're just going to announce it all at one big explosion, maybe, but unlikely. So, Gaming Buzz, I think you're probably right. I think it's going to move on a slower pace like Scream 3 did. And I don't know that it's going to be 3 years. I think that's going to be a little bit long. I think it's going to be a couple years, though. Just my opinion. But, you could be right. We'll have to ultimately wait and see. 2026, that would be the 30-year anniversary, which is cool, to Scream 1. But I don't know. We'll see. We will we'll definitely see. Good point, though. I like that. All right, Mark's got a question. Do you think if Radio Silence doesn't come back, Will we have a better chance of getting Stu back? Okay, so here's my thought on that, Mark. Because remember, the writers really are the key in this more than radio silence. Because radio silence has even mentioned how James and Guy, who are the writers, James Vanderbilt, Guy Busick, they're very separate from them, like separated from them. They don't share the information with them as far as the writing goes. So, really, the key here is the writing team more than radio silence. Now, that's not to say radio silence won't get the script and maybe give input. I'm sure they do. But as far as like in the room writing, getting the creative ideas, they're not involved in that. They'll just get the final versions of it, the drafts once it's completed. So to me, the most crucial element of this whole thing is not even radio silence, it's the writing team. And I mentioned this in one of my most recent videos. Guy Busick is a admitted Stu truther. All right. So for everyone that's on the channel, that's in this chat right now that believes Stu is alive, like myself, you guys know I'm the self-professed conductor of the Stu train. I am passionate about Stu Macher being alive. And if you're here and you don't believe he's alive, it's fine. I mean, it's no big deal. It's fine. But I respect that. But I do. I think he is. And I believe that. And so does Guy Busick. Guy Busick is a very much Stu truther. And he's one of the writers. So I've always said, as long as we got Guy Busick on the writing team, there is a chance. There is a good chance we could get Stu. I mean, even look at Scream 6. I mean, look at what they wrote for when Mindy and Kirby were talking. I mean, that conversation, like, Mindy's like, when Kirby's like, there's the TV that killed Stu Macher, and Mindy like looks at her and says, yeah, if you believe he's dead. It's like right there. I mean, the seeds of doubt are being planted in the movies we're watching. So, I mean, they're planting the breadcrumbs there, so they could absolutely do it. So, I think as long as Guy Busick is attached to this team, we've got a decent chance of Stu coming back in 7. So that's kind of where I cash out. I don't think radio silence has as much weight bearing on that decision as it is as a Wes Craven would, for example. Right? I think if Wes was that's a whole different category. Wes Craven directing, that's different. But I don't think radio silence has that kind of pull or not pull. What's the word? That kind of involvement. Let me just put it that way. And they pretty much admitted that. So great question, Mark. Speaking of Stu, man, you know what? It's morning time. I know for a lot of you it's early. I know some of you it's in the afternoon, but there's never a wrong time to get it up. So for everybody out there on that Stu train with me, it's time to do it. Let's get it up, guys.
Hi, it's Nancy Ann Ritter, the girl in bathroom from Scream, and I am on the Stu train. Stu, Stu!
Hello, listener. This is Mike Vaughn, and you're on the Stu train.
Oh yeah, guys. Let me tell you what, man. The Stu train is what I'm talking about. Absolutely. Oh yeah. Hopefully that got you guys fired up a little bit. If you're on that Stu train, you can almost hear it coming. You almost can hear it coming if you listen close. It's almost coming. I think so, guys. I mean, we got a shot. We at least have a shot in Scream 7. All right, let's take a look here. And oh, hang on, guys. Let's see. We got ourselves a super chat. Hold on. Let me get to that. I always promise you, super chats go to the front of the line. And let's see here. I got my little, here we go. Jennifer Armstrong coming in with a $20 super chat this morning. Jennifer, thank you so much. That is so generous of you and so kind of you. Really, I appreciate that. Wow, what an amazing way to start our stream off today. Jennifer says, "Morning, Craven, sending hugs, love, and prayers on your road to recovery." Thank you. Thank you for everything you do. I really appreciate that, Jennifer. That means a lot. It really does. Curious as to what you would like to see in Scream 7. Oh, wow. Okay. I think Danny will be a ghost face in Scream 7. Ooh. Okay, Jennifer. Great question. And I'm going to park here for a little bit for you and give you some thoughts. So here's what I want. There's some things I want to see in 7. First thing I want to see in Scream 7 is one of the core 4, at least, let me put it that way, at a minimum, at least one of the core 4 dies. All right. They just have to do it. I was not because I don't like all the characters. In fact, I like all the characters in the core 4 except really Mindy. I don't mind Mindy at times. All right. It's like I don't despise Mindy. It's not like that. I just don't care for Mindy. I'm not a fan of Mindy's the character Mindy. So, and it's how they wrote her. It's not Jasmine Savoy Brown as an actor. It's just it's how they wrote the character. So I mentioned it before, guys, in Scream 6, I said I think she's going to be the one that goes, and I was shocked that she didn't. But and none of me, and that's the thing, I was shocked nobody did in 6. They raised the stakes in 5 by killing Dewey, which I still just can't stand that, but they did. And so they raised the stakes saying anyone can die, right? And we get to 6 and no one dies. Like they kill nobody of importance. The core 4, Gail and Kirby, nobody, just the new people, which nobody cares about. So it's a very confusing thing. So here we are at 7 now. So I think they have to do it. I mean, they've got to kill one of the core 4 at least. And so I'm going to stay on this Mindy idea. I'm not going to let it go. I think Mindy's the one. Because I mean, think about it. They cannot kill Chad. Look what they've done for Chad. He got 7 stabs in 5, including an artery stab to the leg, 30 minutes in the grass in front of Stu's house. He still somehow lived. He gets to Scream 6. He gets 17 stabs in the theater lobby to the torso, guys. On the sides of the torso, could have been lung punctures, everything else. He survives. 20, I mean, do the math, right? 20, whatever it is, 23, 24 stab wounds, whatever. He survives both movies. They can't kill him now because what's the point? It almost would be like, well, it was all for nothing. So to me, they're all in on Chad. So I see Chad living. So I think Mindy's the one. Mindy's the one that's got to die. Anyway, one of the core 4 dies. I think for me too, for 7 guys, and this may or may not be a popular opinion, but it's my thought. It's what I want to see. I want Sidney Prescott back. She took a movie off, and that's fine. It was a good movie. I like 6. I'm seeing it 8 times now, so I'm getting close to my 10 viewings, which is my benchmark. When I see a movie 10 times, I kind of assess how much I really like it, and on a Scream movie. And I liked it. I like 6. So, but I would have liked it even more have Sidney been in it. I know that just because I love Sidney Prescott, the character. So for me, I want Sidney back in 7. And of course, I want Stu Macher back. I want the cult of Ghostface. And I think the cult of Ghostface could still be in play. Because remember, guys, we got Jason at the beginning and Greg. I believe it's very possible that Jason and Greg responded to the same dreaded thread that Richie and Amber did, which I wholeheartedly believe Stu Macher is the originator. He created the thread in 5 and he recruited Richie and Amber. And I believe that Jason and Greg are a part of that whole thing. And so it would not be surprising to me in 7 that we get the reveal that Jason and Greg were part of a cult. Because remember, they were killing separately from the Baileys. I mean, Ethan, Quinn, and Detective Bailey, they had nothing to do with Jason and Greg. We literally had 2 different ghost faces. Well, I'm talking about Jason right now. Greg too, but Jason and the Baileys were completely separate. So if you really think about it, they might have already planted that seed of the cult of Ghostface in 6 with Jason and Greg. And they could end up cashing in on it in 7. And if they cash in on the cult idea, they may not. But if they do, then it's a natural transition. You could bring Stu in as the cult leader, which we've all been talking about forever. And it goes back to 5. And it all comes in and connects the trilogy together. Because remember the rules of the trilogy from Randy in Scream 3. Trilogy is all about going back to the past to learn something that you didn't realize was true. It's uncovering something you didn't know from the beginning. And from the beginning in this trilogy, we could learn that Stu Macher was alive. He was behind Richie and Amber. It started the whole thing. So Jennifer, for me and everyone in the chat, this is what I want in Scream 7 more than anything else. There's other things, but I'll get back to the chat. Jennifer, those are the big things though for me. I want a core 4 member to die, at least one. And I want Sydney back, and I want Stu Macher to be revealed as the author of the dreaded thread in 5. And I want it to be revealed that Jason and Greg were part of that. And think about this too. What did Jason say the motive was to kill Tara and Sam? It was to what? Finish Richie's movie. That's the same motive Richie and Amber had, was to do the movie, to create the new Stab. So their motives are connected. And so it all connects back to the dreaded thread. So anyway, guys, I believe the connective tissue is all there. Now, that does not mean James and Guy are going to write it to that. But I think it does mean the potential's there, and it's plausible. It's plausible at the very least that they could do that. Jennifer, thank you so much for your kind words and your continued prayers. I really appreciate it. And your generous super chat, that's very kind. It does really help out a bunch. I really appreciate it. And for your super chat clip, you know what? I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and have a little work safety. You got to be careful now, guys, when you're dealing with forklifts, okay? Because one thing we've seen from these videos is that they can be deadly, just like in this case.
When Freddie Jones discovered the key in the switch, he decided to go for a joyride and quickly lost control, crashing into the break room wall.
Oh my gosh, Fred, is he okay?
No, he's not okay. He's dying.
Oh my gosh. That's horrible. Okay. All right, guys, let me get back to the chat. Again, any super chats will be moved to the front of the line, just like Jennifer's was. And I will get back to the chat now. Let me kind of catch back up where we were. Let's see here. I'm going to have to move forward just a little bit so that I won't be too far behind. Donovan says they should use the Scream 3 voice changer in Scream 7. Yes. I'm on record of saying how much I love the voice changer in Scream 3. Having the multiple voices is just fantastic. And I've always said how terrifying it is to get a phone call from a loved one or a close friend and you're talking to them and you think it's them and it's not. That's awful. And yeah, I absolutely think that's a really great idea. And I'm down for that, 100%. And Gaming Buzz, you're on it, man. You're all over it. Yes, Angelina was a killer and never revealed. I 100% agree. I've done my videos. I've done at least one video on that as well. I completely agree. Okay. All right, let's take a look here. The Drew says the best Scream community on the interweb is right here. Yes, it is. I agree. 100%. This is the place to be. John says, at least we have a chance. Stu Macher for president. That's right. We've got a chance, man. We do have a chance. Matt says, Mindy can really get under the skin sometimes. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Matt. It's like, I don't like hate the character, but she annoys me immensely at times. That's the problem. It's just like, oh my gosh, please. It's just, yeah, totally. That's exactly what I'm talking about. All righty, let's take a look here. Let me try to catch up here, guys. Let me get forward here a little bit. Let's see. Hey, Michael Joe, what's going on, man? Good to see you in the chat. Glad you're here, my friend. Yeah, Matt says, I would have loved to seen Jason and Greg battling the Baileys. Man, that would have been something. It would have, wouldn't it? It would have been really cool. It would have been really cool. Let's see. Scott says, when Ethan attacked Kirby, he says, recognize this. He uses Charlie Walker's knife, and he stabbed her in the exact same place Charlie stabs her. Yeah, that was horrible, man. I felt so bad for Kirby. I'm like, dude, getting stabbed in the same, where all that same wound was, a scar and the scar tissue and stuff. Oh my gosh. Yep, it's true, man. Chad not dying is another reason I fight for Stu Macher to return. John, that's 100% legit, man. And here's the thing. I say this, I've been saying this well, I said it after 5 when he survived those 7 stabs, including an artery in his thigh, which is, come on, man. After 6, I reinforced my statement is that if anyone is okay and can accept and believes that Chad survived those movies as he does, then you should have absolutely no problem at all that believing that Stu Macher lived. I mean, Chad was stabbed, 23, 24 times, and 17 of those were in the upper torso area on the sides, and he lived. Stu Macher was stabbed 4 times, no arteries, no organs. They were in, you can remember the spots they were in. They were not lethal spots. The TV was thrown down. He had his both hands up to brace the impact of the television. I mean, we did a whole last June. I can't believe it's been almost a year. We did a whole thing here on the channel, The People versus Stu Macher. Guys should check it out. We break it down with real life stats, real life cases to show the data of people that have been in similar situations and wounds and their survival rates. Guys, it's crazy. It's like, yeah, and John, I'm with you, man. If basically radio silence and the writers, they have raised the bar ups there, they've lowered the bar down so low that you could literally bring anyone back, with the exception of the headshots, right? Like Roman can't come back, Mrs. Loomis, Mickey, um, help me out, Billy. There's those guys can't come back, but you could make a case that pretty much everybody else could come back because they've lowered it down now where everyone lives. So anyway, go for it. That's right, John. Jennifer says, such amazing points, Cravens. Woo, love it. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate that. All right. We've got a super chat that's come through here. Let me get to the super chat, move you up to the front of the line. And hey, here we go. It's from my good friend, Eric, the Bearded Entertainment. What is going on this morning, my friend? Good to see you here. Says Stu47, get it up. I love it. All right, man. I am with you all the way, Eric. You know it, buddy. Let's do it. Here we go. Get it up. Let's go. Yeah! I'm ready, baby! Get it up! Get it up! Get it up! Get it up! Get it up!
It was fun.
Awesome. Eric, thank you so much, man. Dude, that clip never gets old right there, man. That's one we could just watch over and over. Appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for your super chat, my friend. Good to see you here this morning. Hope you're getting all settled in, my friend. And looky here, man. Check this out. Mr. Danny Yellow says, what's up, Craven? It's Kayla and Darion. Dude, what's up, guys? I hope you're still listening. I know this came in at 11:06, so it's been a few minutes. Guys, how are you? It's so nice to see you drop in on the channel. So this is so cool. Kayla and Darion were two of my therapists when I was in the hospital. And they checked out the channel, and here they are on the live stream. What is going on, guys? I hope you're doing well, and good to see you here, my friends. That's so cool. Thanks for stopping in. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Let's see here. Let me catch back up now where we were at on the chat. Okay, guys, we're going to go about another 20 minutes. So if you've got some theories or questions, be sure you send those in. What's going on? Scythemore says Scream 7 during Christmas. Oh, yeah. I would love to see that, right? You have so much potential. If you're doing it anywhere other than California, you've got the snow. You could have the winter resetting. And I've always thought it would be so cool to have Ghostface running around in the snow. You could have some really cool kills. And you have the bright white contrasting the black robe and the red blood and just all that. So I think it's a great idea. I think it would be fun. And hey, Jenna Ortega even suggested for Scream 7, what about doing Switzerland? Like a ski resort in Switzerland. And man, I'm all about that. Having look at Scream 1. The whole third act was in Stu's house. There's one location shooting there. And it was awesome. It was iconic. You could do an amazing film with a one location setting at a ski resort. You're snowed in. No one can leave. It's like an Agatha Christie feel to it, but 1,000 times more intense. And I would love that. Great idea. Heck yeah. Flash Gordon, what's going on, Flash? Ah. Good to see you, man. Says, hey, Craven, would you bother having Gail back for 7, or should that be it for her now? I gotta say, man, if they're gonna bring Gail back for the role she had in 6, I would just say let her take off 6. I mean, sorry, let her have 7 off, and just bring Sydney back and give whatever time you were gonna give Gail, add that screen time to Nev's time. Because let's be honest, guys, Gail's other than the attack scene. Okay, I'll give the attack scene was fantastic. I will 100% all day long tell you how much I enjoyed the attack scene in Gail's apartment. It was a highlight of the movie for me. It was one of the highlights, not like the best. I'm saying it was a good scene. But if you take out that attack scene in her apartment, there's really not a lot of content with Gail there's not much there. She introduces him to the shrine. All right. But that could have been anybody. That could have been Detective Bailey. That could have been, there's it didn't have to be Gail, in other words. It could have been Kirby. Kirby could have introduced him to the shrine. She could have found the shrine. So, that wasn't really a necessary thing for Gail. Of course, you had the Gail confrontation when they were walking out and she's trying to interview him. And it was a great scene when Sam tried to punch her and she missed it. And then Tara surprisingly came through and hit her. It was a great scene. But again, there was no real substantial contribution to the movie other than the attack in the apartment. So my opinion on Gail was she was really not necessary in 6 at all. Not the way they wrote her. I was hoping we were going to see a Scream 2 performance from Gail, like as far as the writers. It's not her fault. It's what they wrote her to do. I was hoping to see a Scream 2, Scream 3 Gail, and we didn't get that. So my opinion on this, Flash, is if they're going to write her to be that type of role again, I would say just let her have a movie off like Sydney had off 6, and let's just focus on getting Sydney a bigger role and being a bigger contributor in 7 to the movie. So those are my thoughts. Yeah, that's what I would do with that. What's up, Bobby Lee? What's happening? Says the McKinsey's fake out got me because of the movie poster. Ah, yeah. Okay. Definitely. Okay. Let me catch up on the chat here. I'm about 10 minutes behind on this chat, so Matt says the evidence presented in the People versus Stu Macher is undeniable proof he's alive. Well, thank you, Matt. I feel it's very compelling. I really do. I think if you watch that presentation and the research that we all did from real life information, I do think it's very, very compelling. And Marquita, I'm saying that right. I hope I'm saying that right. Marquita Williams, welcome. It's good to have you here on the stream. Welcome to the live stream. And by the way, guys, I haven't said this today at all, but I will say it now. If you are here and you have not yet hit that thumbs up button on the stream, I would greatly appreciate it. We've got 31 likes and there's 39 people here. So I know there's a few of you that have not hit it yet. It would be a great help to the stream. It actually helps it get out to more people. And when it goes to the replay mode, it will also help it get to more people. So if you would like to help me and the stream out, it just takes 2 seconds to click just to smash that thumbs up and it will make a difference. So if you want to help make a difference this morning, if you would do that now, I would really appreciate that. It would really be awesome. All right. So Marquita says, finish Sydney should be Sam's birth mother. Oh, Tara's mother found out, adopted her. Okay. To have a piece of Billy around. Nice plot twist for 7. And Stu or someone from the past not dead knows. Ooh, okay. Hey, that's awesome. That's pretty cool. I like that theory. Yeah. Because talking about that, you know how these movies work, guys. It's always about family in Scream. It's always about family. From Scream 1 through 6, there's always a family connection. Every single film. In some way, it's connected to family. So that would be very plausible. I think that's not out of the realm of possibility whatsoever. Hey, what's up, Sean? Any chance Ethan lived? I don't believe so, personally. No. Just my opinion. I don't think he lived. Jordy says, I got to walk Ziggy. Catch everyone later. Much love to all. All right. Take care, Gene. I hope you have a great day. And give Ziggy some pets from all of us. Bobby Lee says, you guys are the Stu cult. Absolutely. Well, we're the cult of Craven, but, we definitely, I'd say we're also members of the Stu cult. Sure. Let's see here. Okay. Michael Joe says, Craven, who was the ghost face in the bodega scene? So that's an interesting question. Real interesting question. So I do not believe it was Detective Bailey. I do not. And I did a video on it, and I think if you guys haven't seen it, I believe it's called the fourth ghost face. And check it out. And I give you some evidence that was given inside the movie itself that actually basically is clues that tell us it really couldn't, it wasn't, I mean, plausibly, honestly, it doesn't logically could not have been him. I just don't believe it was. And the video is titled Proof of Another Ghost Face. And I'm going to put a link to it right here in the chat for you so that you can see it. Let's see here. Hold on one sec. Face. All right. There it is, guys. It's in the chat. Check that video out if you haven't seen it yet. And I'm going to show you in that video what I believe to be clues and proof that Radio Silence put in the movie. It's very subtle, but they're there. That proves to us it's not logically plausible for Detective Bailey to be the bodega killer. And I don't believe it's Ethan or Quinn because they were both in the apartment with Sam and Tara when Sam talked to Detective Bailey when he said to come down to the station. And then you see them leaving the apartment. And remember, this ghost face, whoever it was already in place in hiding over there in those bushes to attack Tara before they got there. So to me, it eliminates all three of them. So you have a fourth suspect that's unknown. Could it be? And I have another video that follows that up that gives you my suspects. I have 4 suspects. Is it Kirby? Is it Angelina? Is it Danny? Or is it Stu Macher? Remember, if Stu Macher is involved, his mask would be old and aged, and it would look just like Billy's because they are the same exact time. So keep that in mind. So those are my thoughts. I think there's 4 suspects that it could be for me. So check out that video and the follow-up video. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment and let me know what you guys think about it. Great question. Donovan says a dream team killers for 7. Stu and Mickey would be a great team. Oh my gosh, that would be insane. Yeah, if Mickey could somehow miraculously be alive, that would be crazy. Be amazing. Vince McMahon. What's up, Vince McMahon? Yeah, it was Stu. Yeah, that's my number one suspect, Vince. It's my number one suspect. John agrees too. So does Scott. Yep. And see, and Drew says it was the same Ghostface from Ghost apartment. See, that's the other thing. I don't believe for a million years that was Quinn that attacked Gail in her apartment. I do not. I believe that was Stu Macher for multiple reasons. I believe it was. And you just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Sean says, will you be bummed if Stu doesn't come back at 7? I mean, I'll be disappointed, Sean, because, it's not going to be like the end of the world for me because I know because I realize it's possible they won't do it. But I will be disappointed because it's going to be a real missed opportunity. Because when you go back and you look at 5 and 6, there's so many things they did that points to Stu Macher. They laid such groundwork, so many breadcrumbs, and so many arrows that point to Stu Macher. And so for me, it would be more like just what a missed opportunity, That's the biggest thing that I'll be sad or disappointed about. And, here's the thing. If for some reason it doesn't happen in 7, it doesn't change the fact that he's still alive, though. Just remember that, guys. If we don't get Stu Macher in the next movie to end the trilogy, it does not change the fact that Stu Macher lives. Nothing's changed there. And that he could still come back in 8. It's still possible. So they may get new writers. And who knows, the new writers they get may be on the Stu train and they're ready to do it. So I choose to be, because the unknown, never assume the worst. Always stay open-minded, and we'll take it one movie at a time, one set of writers at a time. We'll see who the next group is that they bring in, check them out, see what their tendencies are, what their history is, and we'll see. Yeah. Look who's here. Jamie's in the house. What's up, Jamie? It's good to see you too. All right. Very good. Glad you're here, Jamie. We're just having a little morning talk, a little morning Scream talk today on a Friday morning. Hope you're having a good Friday so far. Hope things are going well and you had a good week. And just decided to do a little morning stream for a change. It's a little unusual. And one of my patrons in the house as well, Dominic. St. Clair Studios. What's up, man? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Thanks for popping in, my friend. Let's see. Scott says, can you please answer my question? Do you believe the girl in the blue dress we see in Scream 1 is Christina Carpenter? That's the proof I have that she was in Scream 1. It's possible. I'm not ready to say that's her because we don't know, right? We know that it's, it's one of those things where we can't say yes or no. I think all we can say is maybe, right? It could be. I know now Radio Silence has come forth and said that Christina Carpenter is not in Scream 1 anywhere. That's what they said. But they're not writing the movie. So, when they say things like that, I listen to them. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, you're not writing the film. If that was James or Guy that said it, then maybe I would take it to heart a little more. But your directors aren't writers. They're not writing it. So it's possible. Sure, it's possible. Michael says, hope you have a good day, Craven. Well, you too, man. Absolutely. Drew says it's good to get out the newly crafted theories. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll have a lot more coming as well. You know, this is the time to start getting those, kind of starting to put some new ideas together, formulating stuff. Dominic says, I have a question. What type of kill would you like to see in Scream 7? Well, I don't know, man. I just want to see like some really cool. I don't know. I don't really have a specific type of kill like in mind. You know, Ghostface. I like to stay. I guess call me a purist, right? I don't want him to deviate. Ghostface to deviate from who Ghostface is, meaning he's a buck 120 knife killer. That's what he does, and I want him to stay that way. But that's not to say. Obviously, my dog Bumblebee has some opinions she's sharing, but but you know, I wouldn't mind there being some other things. You know, one thing we've never seen in a Scream movie, and Mindy had talked about it in 6, saying that basically the only way you can kill him is by a beheading. It would not upset me if we saw at least one person finally get a beheading. Not I'm going to see anything crazy, gory, or anything like that. No Terrifier 2 stuff, but I wouldn't mind seeing a beheading just one time in a Scream movie. It would kind of be like one of those moments, you know, that would be cool. So I guess my answer would be a beheading, Dominic. if I had to give a specific type of kill, that would be the one. Michael Joe, can Billy Loomis come back to life after being shot in the head in 96? No, Michael, I'm afraid that one he's unfortunately going to be stuck as a hallucination or a dream or a flashback. I think that's one rule they can't break is the headshot. That's can't go back like Nancy, like Mrs. Loomis, Billy, you know, Roman, the headshots. Those are unfortunately those are the ones we can't get back as living characters. What's up, Vale? Good to see you this morning. All right, man. Hollywood guys in the house. Good morning. All right. I'm going to go for about another 5 minutes, guys, and I'm going to call it a morning stream. Matt says the movie from Ghostface's point of view would make me happy. I would cry. And I'm not a crier. LOL. That would be different. Yep. Sure would. Michael says Ghostface can get his head cut off. There you go. Jamie says, I want a beheading. See, there you go, Jamie. I'm with you. I want to see one too. I want it to be super dramatic and along the lines of Mrs. Voorhees. Ooh, slow motion, fingers grabbing for the missing head. Oh, nice. I'd be cool with that, especially if it's like a very important character. It would add that extra drama to the scene, you know, make it extra meaningful and important and shocking. Yeah. I'd be down with that, Jamie, for sure. Michael says, do we see Charlie or someone who looks like Charlie in Scream 6? Okay. The person that walks on this sidewalk by the bodega right before Sam and Tara get attacked when she's talking to Ghostface that says it's Richie Kirsch is calling. Initially, that's someone that does look like Charlie, but I saw a picture recently and it's really lit up, like super lit up, bright on their face, and it is not the actor Rory McCulkin. It is someone who's they look like they could be they're more brown skinned, kind of like Hispanic, maybe. I'm not quite sure their ethnicity, but that's not Charlie. I promise you guys. I got the picture. Let me see if I've got the picture handy. I found it just the other day. This week. It was earlier this week. I found this picture. And let me see if I saved it. I hope I saved it. I'm looking, guys. Hang on. I may not have. Let me see. Charlie. No. Okay. I didn't save it, but I'm going to go back and find it. I promise you, though, trust me on this. I blew it up. I lit it up. It's not Charlie that's on the sidewalk. I promise you 100%. I will get the picture. In fact, I may even do a video on it because I know a lot of folks think that it's Charlie. And I definitely think I'm going to do a video on that. And we got a super chat that's coming through. And like I said, guys, I'm going to go about 5 more minutes. So if you do want to send in a super chat question or comment, this is the time to do it. And Hollywood Guy has just done that with a $10 super chat. Thanks, Hollywood Guy. It's very kind and generous of you, my friend. I really appreciate that. It does really help the channel out a lot. Thank you. Says, real quick, just want to say goodbye to John before I get to this. Says, got to pick up my wife from work. Love all my Scream family. Craven, my friend, it's been a pleasure like always. Well, thank you, John. The pleasure's all mine, my friend. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being such an amazing supporter of my channel and my content, brother. And be safe picking up your wife. Have a great day. And I'll be back streaming. Who knows? I'll probably stream tomorrow night. Late, probably. We'll see. I'm not sure what I'm doing late tomorrow night. But if not, I'll see you Sunday night, guys, for members only watch party of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I totally forgot to mention that earlier. So Sunday night, we're watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre for members only. So do not forget about that. I'm going to post that here in just a minute to share with you guys as well. But take care, John. We'll see you, buddy. All right. Hollywood Guy with a $10 super chat says, to be honest, Craven, bringing people from the dead is kind of making the franchise seem they have no story in place to me anyway. I think once they're dead, stay dead and come up with something new. Yeah, I respect that, man. I know that, I think, and honestly, like for the most part, I actually do agree with you for the most part. Like, I don't really want a lot of the characters to come back. For me, it's always been Stu, and Angelina is another one. I've been on those two primarily. Other than that, though, I really am okay with no one else coming back. As far as like characters that are perceived dead, right? Because I just don't believe Angelina died. I mean, she got one stab wound to the shoulder. It seemed very superficial. And then she's drug away out of sight. It just was suspicious. Everything about Angelina is suspicious in Scream 3. We all know that Wes Craven intended her to be Roman's accomplice. He shot the film with 2 killers in place. And I do to this day believe that's exactly what happened. I think she was the accomplice. In fact, if you read my most recent poll on my channel, if you go to the community tab right now, I've got you picking out which Wes Craven sequel had the favorite motive. I have Roman and Angelina. It's there right now because I still to this day am firmly believe she was the accomplice. So Angelina, I definitely want back. I think that she never was dead. And I believe Stu lived. I believe Stu, I mean, you guys all know that. But other than those 2 characters, I'm with you. I don't want any other perceived dead characters to return. Now, they did Kirby. Of course, a lot of the fandom never believed Kirby was dead. Wes Craven was on record saying that he was bringing Kirby back in Scream 5 had he been given the chance to have Scream 5. He was bringing her back, despite Kevin Williamson not wanting her to come back. He had written her as dying in Scream 4. Excuse me 1 second. So Kirby's back. But anyway, yeah, I'm with you, man. I think everyone else. I mean, what I hated if Parker Posey returned. I mean, I wouldn't hate it, man. It's this nostalgia, right? The part of me that loves her character from Scream 3 every time I watch it. I would be like, you know what? I'm just gonna ride the roller coaster. But I probably myself, if I was writing the movie, I probably wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. I would just stick with Angelina and Stu. But I respect that, man. And I agree. I do think that, they need to get more original. And, they clearly are following the first two movies. I mean, they're mirroring Scream 1 and 5. They mirrored Scream 2 with the 6. And I'm assuming they're going to continue to mirror Scream 3 with 7. So the big question is, are we going to Hollywood? Right? It's like American Idol. We'll see you in Hollywood. That's the big question I have. And we'll have to wait and see. I hope they don't mirror it that closely, but they certainly could. And I said recently in a video, if they go to Hollywood, instead of making a stab movie, I think they'll be making a true crime documentary series, like the Dahmer series on Netflix and that kind of stuff. That's what everything's about now. It's these true crime, miniseries, 10 episodes, 8 episodes, that kind of stuff. But anyway, we'll see. Hollywood guy, thank you for your generous super chat, and I appreciate your perspective. And again, for the most part, I agree with you. And I think I would love for us to see some really new original things for sure. And you know what? Speaking of Scream and some memories and looking back, here's a classic outtake from Scream 4 that just makes me laugh every time. Here we go, guys, from Scream 4. Here's a great outtake and blooper scene. I hope you enjoy this.
Oh, sorry about last night. Just a lot of pressure,
Don't worry about it, Dewey. There's always next month.
Oh, I'm not supposed to do that. Alright, you're pretty good. No.
Oh, what a great outtake, man. That's so good. I miss Dewey. Thanks again, Hollywood guy. That's very kind of you, brother. All right, guys, I'm going to start to wrap it up, my friends. Going to start to wrap up the stream here now, and get our final thoughts together here as we say good day. And Dominic's right though. Scream is still a fictional world. I mean, that's very true. Matt says Stu and Angelina would be fine. I agree. Michael says Angelina's not dead. 100%. I agree 100%. Dominic also believes she's alive. It was just a weak stab. It wasn't even. Yeah, I absolutely. See, Matt, that's what I'm talking about. So Jennifer Jolie would put a smile on my face. It would me too, but she's dead. Yeah. Dominic says, I believe we're going to Atlanta. It's the new Hollywood. Every studio's shooting there, so they can make a stab in Atlanta. And that's possible. Yeah. Very possible. All right, everybody. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream. We went an hour and 12 minutes, so it's been a great stream. I've had a great time with you guys as always, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. Just a reminder again, guys, this Sunday, if you're not a channel member, if your name is not green right now and you don't have a skull logo by your name, you will not be getting an invitation, unfortunately, to join us for our members only watch party Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. Central. We are watching the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. We're watching it this Sunday. It's the members only private watch party. It's one of the perks of being a channel member. It's only the inner circle. The family only gets together for this monthly watch party. And this movie was chosen by John Best, who was here in the chat a little earlier. It was his movie choice last month for us to watch. And every time we get together, everyone who's there submits a movie. And I spin the random wheel on the, and it picks a movie that we watch the next month, and his was chosen. So if you join if you join right now, all you got to do is click the join button right now, join the membership, and you can get an invitation to join us on Sunday as this private watch party to watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I also do occasional live streams for members only, where we get to do a little bit more intimate streams where you can ask any question you want, that kind of thing. That's only for members as well. So I would just encourage you to give it some thought. Check out the membership perks, see what you think. But if you are a member, get this on your calendar. Go check it out. It's on the stream. I mean, it's on the front page of the channel. I mean, right now, you can click it, set a reminder so you don't miss it Sunday night. I hope you guys will all be there. And do please hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so on your way out, so that when this hits replay in a couple of minutes, people will find it. It'll get sent out by the algorithm to more people, and they can enjoy it as well as you guys did and I did. So much appreciated. Michael Joe says, I need to become a member. Yeah, man, you can do it. Just hit that join button right by subscribe. You'll be set and good to go. Take care, Hollywood guy. You do too, man. You take care of yourself as well. Matt says, I'm happy you're here. You're home. Enjoy being around family instead of nurses. Brother, you're not kidding, my friend. Yes, you said it. I don't even need to say anymore. That's right. All right, guys. Thanks again, everyone. I appreciate you all being here. Thanks to everyone who gave a super chat this morning. That's much appreciated. And thanks for all your comments and questions. Great theories, as always. I love spending time with you guys. And I'll see you Sunday night for all the channel members. And I may see you guys tomorrow night at my usual time, 9:30 or 10 Central Time for our usual night stream. Maybe. I'm going to wait and see how tomorrow plays out. But keep your eye out for your notifications. I may do kind of an impromptu stream tomorrow night, possibly. But if I don't, I will see you soon, one way or the other. All right, guys. Thanks again. Have a wonderful day. And remember, try to make someone else's day better today, whether it be a smile, a kind word of encouragement, lending a helping hand, paying something forward, whatever it might be. And I promise you, if you can make someone else's day a little better, you're going to find that it makes your day a little bit better too. Much love, everyone. See ya.